Back here, first things first. Can we talk about the Western Conference Finals now? The Phoenix Suns jumped out to a 2-0 series lead over the LA Clippers with a win the other night. What's better than that? Oh, I don't know. How about getting Chris Paul back, your veteran leader, tonight for Game 3? Right now, he's listed as probable. That is good. Meanwhile, for the Clippers, Kawhi still remains sidelined with that knee injury. That's not so good, Brandon. Let me ask you, will CP3's return be the final nail in the Clippers' coffin? This was your team. You were on board, then you were off board. You're still off board. I don't know. What do you think?
Stop it. No, stop it. What happened was when they started emerging back in February, Jenna, everybody was like, oh, don't talk about the Suns. Like, no, this is a really good team. Like, we do not talk about the Suns on this show. And that was Chris, and that was Nick. That's what happened, okay? Right. So, yeah, I picked the Clippers to come out the West. But the reality is this, because I like to deal with reality. It's going to be almost impossible for them to come out of an 0-2 deficit 3 series in a row. That's the reality. So whether it's a nail in the coffin, whatever you want to call it, or the dessert, CP3 coming back changes things totally. Like, without Kawhi Leonard, now you don't have that extra perimeter defender that can guard these guards. So Paul George, he's been doing a phenomenal job, but he can't do it alone. CP3 is that guy where he can come in and impact the game in so many different ways. We've seen that. The biggest thing that he provides is leadership. Let's go back to the first series with Bridges. Bridges, after that series, said, CP3 cussed me out. I didn't like it, but I took it, and it made me better. There's only a few guys in professional sports that can really hold their team accountable, say what they want to say, push them to the limits like you saw Michael Jordan do, and guys still respond and still respect them. And then you look at CP3 and his ability to push Ayton. Ayton's a superstar. You can say he's probably better than CP3, but he pushes him. Go to the sideline. Ayton's not getting back on defense. What does he do? He's chewing them out. That's what he provides. Situational basketball, clutch moments, to be able to communicate, say, guys, this is what's happening. I've been here so many times. I'm telling you what's going to happen. And then, oh, yeah, like Nick said last week, he can easily go and drop 30 points if he wanted to. So CP3, to me, Nick, is the guy that comes in this situation, this series, that's like just the dessert. That's all this is right now, because the series is pretty much over, man.
Yeah, so, and that's not an indictment on the Clippers. One of the problems with falling down 0-2 is not only that, as Brandon's been talking about, you have a less than 7% chance of coming back from it. It's if you do come back from it, unless it's in the finals, what are you going to have left for the next series? And now the Clippers in the very unique and incredibly rare situation of falling down 0-2 in the first and second round and coming back from both of those, what are you going to have left for the conference finals? So this will be the Clippers' 16th game in the last 32 days. They have played every other day since the start of this month. From June 1 to now, they have played every other day. Tonight is the Clippers' de facto 5th elimination game of the playoffs. If you consider if you go down 3-0, you're out, then Game 3 in the first, second, and third round were de facto elimination games, and Game 6 and 7 against the Mavericks were actual elimination games. I just think they're out of gas. And the Suns are in the exact opposite position. The Suns have had so much rest. Suns, it's like, oh, beat the Lakers in 6, get 4 days off. Sweep the Nuggets and the alleged MVP Jokic, get a week off. And now the only old guy on their roster in Chris Paul, and I understand he was dealing with the COVID protocol, but if he was asymptomatic and okay, he just all of a sudden got rest. When his history in the playoffs has been his body breaks down. So you have a Suns team that Wilds not only hasn't faced elimination, they haven't been in a stressful situation since the first half of Game 4 against the Lakers in round 1, save for 5 minutes of the fourth quarter the other night. They've trailed for 25 seconds in the fourth quarter in the last 25 days. So, like, I just think the Suns are rolling. They are healthy-ish.
Right.
They are feeling great. And the Clippers, it's like, not only were they out of bullets, they've now thrown the gun. They've done, like, what do they got left? I don't know that they got much left.
Right.
Oh, see, I think they got plenty left. I think they got a lot left, in fact.
Wow.
Because we know for 3 reasons. One, I do. Because, look, Ty Lue seems like sort of the marathon runner who starts his kick after, like, mile 10. He likes to see the first 2 games and then starts to change. He starts to speed up. It worked against the Mavs. It worked last time. So, like, I want to see it. I want to see what Ty Lue has against this team now with Chris Paul back. Reason number 2. The Clippers, oddly, when you talk about energy, haven't had the full stadium since Game 7 against the Jazz. And you could see sort of the Clippers fans, who are not notoriously like the most rowdy bunch, just a lot of times because there's a lot of, you know, there's just isn't. I'm sorry, Charles. They're not like the most awesome fan base. But they were able to sort of come together and really propel that comeback against the Jazz. And reason number 3 is, and I think it's going to be a lazy take. It's a lazy take that we saw. Pandemic P's back. Oh boy, here we go. He missed those free throws.
Oh, I don't think that.
Look, he missed the free throws. I know. No, I'm not accusing you of saying it, but it was out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, Paul George played awesome in that last minute. He did. He scored 6 points in like 56 seconds. He hit 2 free throws. He answered Booker's shot. He had a driving layup. He missed 2 free throws. It's like, yeah, he missed them, but even after the game, and I think it's kind of weird to be like the body language expert, but Paul George looked confident after that game. We've seen him be sort of down and out. So I think Paul George has a chance to sort of get rid of his like the nonsense playoff or way off P stuff. They have to go to him, so he's going to play well. And I think all the Clippers fans are going to be rooting for him. I think Clippers win this one, Brandon.
But here's the problem, though, Wilds, and it's exactly what Nick said. I believe they're out of gas. And just go to last game. Now, they didn't have too many turnovers. It wasn't bad. They had 10 turnovers. But there were so many times where you saw your boy, who you're talking about, guy who I respect a lot because of what he's overcome since the bubble from a mentality and mindset standpoint. But you saw him not force, just turn the ball over. And it just looked like, man, he was tired. We're talking about just dribbling the ball off his leg a couple times in big moments of the game. And it wasn't because he was playing like it was just bad basketball. It was just he didn't have his legs. He looked tired. It just reminds me, obviously I didn't play in the NBA, but it reminds me of those moments playing at East Bank Club in Chicago and playing against guys that, you know, like you, Wilds, because I know you play basketball and you say you got a nice shot. But it's like I'm out there in the conditioning. The conditioning is just different. Basketball conditioning is just different. And you're looking at, I got to go all out on offense because you got Wiles jacking up these shots and he won't miss. And then on defense, so I got to keep up with him. And then on defense, I got to do my thing. And then there's times where it's like, man, we just need 2 more points. And I'm just gone. I'm done. And then turnovers here, turnovers there. That's what it looked like to me. So Paul George playing well, getting over the hump. He looks shot, Nick.
And by the way, I want to be clear here. I wouldn't be shocked if the Clippers win tonight. I'd be shocked if they win the series. Now, it should be somewhat shocking at this point whenever anybody beats the Suns, because it hasn't happened since LeBron was shimmying on Jay Crowder, which feels like it happened during the Obama administration. Like, that feels so long ago, but that was the last game they lost when Andre Drummond was doing the pantomimes on the sideline. But Wilds, I need to translate for the audience some of what you were talking about, the playoff P slander, because it is a first cousin, or the missed free throws stuff. It's a first cousin of the Kevin Durant slander. And it's something I think a lot of the audience expected me personally to engage in. So much of the criticism of KD's overtime and of Paul George's 2 missed free throws is folks angry at how LeBron has been covered and lashing out at everybody else. That's all it is. Like and you heard it in the commentary. What you heard was, oh, can't let him off the hook. If LeBron plays great for 7.5 minutes, but